The thing
Hello.
I see, Clara, is it says a public hearing and vote will take place at the Neck Park and Rec Commission meeting, November 12th, and that seems to be about Article 7.
That's what it says in the minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, it's in section Article 7 at the end. It says that.
And we don't have that. We
And
do not have
misspelled
that.
Carla Banca.
We don't have that on the agenda.
No.
So we're not gonna vote on it.
Okay.
Okay, so those, I don't know, we should probably, Jessica, can you revise the minutes so
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't?
says down here, it says a public hearing and vote will take place at the next Park and Recreation meeting on November 12th. Both articles are attached to the agenda. Article 6 about the daycare complying with the Dover Amendment, and Article 7 Clark Road Overlay District.
So that's what the minutes say, but we are not doing that.
Okay, I just want to give you another correction in there. Carla Banca's name is spelled wrong. It's in the minutes, it's C-A-L-R-A. And it should be C-L-A-C.
Carol, when we get to the minutes on the agenda,
okay,
if
do
you
it
want to,
then.
if you want to
Sorry.
make that, just because we're not officially in session
Okay.
right now.
Okay,
Go ahead, Claire.
thank you. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the November Park and Rec. We're not meeting our commission meeting. We're not meeting on our normal Tuesday because that was Veterans Day and the offices were closed. So we're meeting today on Wednesday, November 12th. I hope everyone had a good Veterans Day. And I would like people to know that at the beginning of each Park and Recreation Commission meeting, there is an opportunity for public comment related to any park or recreation topic. These comments should address a topic not included on the agenda or those items on the agenda that do not have a public comment included as part of the agenda. We will have a maximum of 2 minutes to share your comments. If you do not have the opportunity to speak during the allotted time, please submit your comments in writing to the Park and Recreation Commission at Park and Rec Commission, all one word, at brooklinema.gov or and the Park and Recreation Commission webpage. Thank you, everybody. So now on with our meeting. And the first thing is that we've been all sent a draft of the Park and Recreation Commission meeting minutes from our October 14th date. I think we have some corrections and changes. Carol, do you want to start?
Sure, it's under Article 7 towards the end. Carla Banca's first name is spelled wrong. I think it's in there as C-A-L-R-A.
Anyway, it's Carla, C-A-R-L-A. Same as
Right.
Clara, but the letters are in the wrong order.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
How I type.
Okay. And I also would like the minutes changed to, because we're not voting on the two things that it says we're voting on at this meeting. So can you just omit that? Thanks, Jess. Okay. With those corrections and changes, do we have a motion to accept the minutes from the October meeting?
So moved.
And I'll second.
Thank you. Okay, so it's been moved by Carol Caro and seconded by Jane Flanagan. So we'll take a vote and I will call you as I see you on the screen. Debbie.
Yes.
Thank you. Michael.
Yes.
Carol.
Yes.
Teresa.
Abstain. I was not there.
Thank you. Jane.
Yes.
And I say yes, and so they pass. Thank you. So the next article, any comments on matters not on the agenda from the public?
We have about 8 individuals tuning in tonight. So if anybody in the audience would like to make a comment, just use the raise hand feature and we'll promote you over to do such.
I see one raised hand. Tim, Katrina Smith.
Yes. Trying to find Katrina. I'll make Katrina, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Thank you. Let's see, can I turn my video on as well? Yes. Thank you. I just wanted to say that I'm really hopeful about the fact that there is a feasibility study that's going to be done for the an outdoor public pool this spring. I'm the co-chair of the Runkle PTO, and I'm a mom of 2 young children. I know it's closed right now, but the number of hours per week at the Evelyn Crane pool that the lesson pool is open, so the opportunities that children have to swim is almost non-existent and very sporadic. And I think the more I talk to people about an outdoor community pool in Brookline, the more I hear different stories about different reasons that different people want them across the age spectrum. They want, a gathering place in Brookline. We're often getting into our cars, packing our children into our cars, driving to Waltham, driving to all these other towns that have the luxury of having a community outdoor public pool. And we would really love to have that in Brookline. And so I'm very excited about the fact that a feasibility study will happen. And I would just, like to do anything that I can to see a public outdoor pool come to fruition in Brookline.
Thank you, Katrina. Tim or Millie, I guess it would be Tim. Do you want to give an update on where we are on that?
Yep, and it's actually part of my department update that we'll be going over later tonight. But an RFQ is in draft right now, almost done. That is the step to get out to do that feasibility study. It's my goal to have that done probably realistically by the end of this month. We'll have that RFQ complete for you all to review. I'll send it out probably prior to our next meeting. It'll most likely be on the agenda for December, and then we will be off to the races. We'll put it public, and we'll gather some individuals and parties who are interested, and we'll go from there.
Thanks, Tim.
Yep.
Okay, and there is a raised hand from Molly Skippa.
Molly, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Okay, great. Thank you. 1 second. Just turning on my video here. Great. Thank you. I'm Molly Shipa. And
Molly, we can't, I don't think it's just me. You're very hard to hear.
okay. Can you hear me now? Is it still really?
You're very, very soft. You have can you?
Raise your volume on your machine.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Gosh. 1 second here. So sorry. All right. Can you hear me now? Is it better?
A little.
Little bit? Okay. Well, I'll try to speak as loudly as I can. I'm not sure what the issue is. But I am Molly Shipa. I live in Brookline, and I'm joining this call because I heard that there's going to be a feasibility study for an outdoor community pool. And I just want to say how excited I am about that. Brookline needs a community pool. We have a lot of outdoor spaces in Brookline, but I think that the outdoor pool is one that is missing. An outdoor pool would be a great place for people of all ages to gather and connect and exercise. It would also be a place it would also provide another place for swimming lessons. I have friends that have had challenges trying to get their kids into lessons at the Evelyn Crane pool because they're in such high demand. The lessons fill up quickly and there are such long wait lists. It would be a great place, a safe and fun place for teens to hang out, a place to go during these increasingly long, hot summers, and a place for local employment. And it's just surprising to me that Brookline is one of the few communities in the area that doesn't have an outdoor pool. So my fondest memories growing up were times spent at an outdoor pool, and so I would love for Brookline kids to have the same experiences. And so thank you very much for listening, and I hope that a site can be identified soon, and that we can move forward with the initiative. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Molly. So as Tim said, that the RFQ is going to be ready for a review at the end of the month. So that is in the process of moving ahead, the feasibility study. So any other? I see no other hands. So we will I see we've received many letters about the driving range, the lighting of the driving range. I don't think we need to discuss it at this point. I just want to make sure everyone's read those letters that have been sent out to us, that they are accessible to the public, right, Tim? They're part of the public record. Is that correct?
Yep, you can, if anyone in the public's curious, you can find them right on the Brookline Town website. If you go under meetings, you click on this meeting tonight, and they're part of that packet, all the letters we've received.
Thank you. Okay. So the next item is warrant Article 17, resolution to strengthen the town's trees preservation practices. Who would, I don't know whether Mealy
I
or
will,
Tim.
Clara.
You're going to talk on this
Yeah,
one? Thank
I'll
you.
talk through this. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mealy Pradhan. I'm the Director of Parks and Open Space. And I wanted to provide an update to the commissioners on warrant Article 17. Essentially, the goal of this warrant article is to provide a resolution to really strengthen the existing practices, forestry practices of the town. And a little bit of the design review process as well, to really strengthen the tree preservation practices that town has. So on this warrant article, when this was introduced not that long ago, the town worked with the petitioners to review the goals of the resolution. And essentially, what the town found out was that their goal is aligned with the town's goal, which being really protecting Brookline's mature public trees, and in doing so, making sure that protection and preservation happens through transparency, improved communication, while the project is specifically under a design review process. Outlining some clear procedures and, standards for when arborists would review things, and arborists being our town arborists, and also third-party assessments. And, and while ensuring that all of those resolution items, proposed resolutions are operationally feasible and consistent with the town's forestry practices and processes, as I mentioned. So, through this partnership, we went through a really collaborative process where there was a really great back and forth, and we came up with a constructive modifications of our forestry practices to align with the resolution's goal and enhance public engagement, which through our design review process that the Parks and Recreation Commission leads is already robust. So it will be even more enhanced, and essentially becoming great stewards for Brookline's trees. And then I would also, as you all, commissioners, you might have read through the warrant article, the original petition essentially emerged following the proposed removal of the mature white ash tree at Monmouth Park, which kind of underscored that we need to strengthen our design review processes, and put forward like clearer communications and take a look into our procedures, current procedures. So again, as I mentioned, through the dialogue between the petitioners, DPW, our arborists, our staff from Parks and Open Space Division refined the resolution so that it is aligned with the town's operational practices and strengthen transparency and community engagement. So essentially what that means is that the resolution is going to build on the existing practices and also define the process to really standardize plans, and plans meaning the tree removal and removal inventory plan and inventory tables like that, clearly defines specifically in a public project, like a design review process, projects for Parks and Open Space show clear inventory of the existing trees and their condition, and also not only having those embedded within our design review meeting presentations, but making sure that access to information, the assessment and surveys and what is being removed, and the proposed planting, it's easily accessible to public. So one easy way that we're going to be doing is that each project, right, each parks capital improvement projects have usually gets their own website. So going forward, we will have that information front and center, here's the information on trees if you would like to learn more about a specific project. In addition to that, we will also be enhancing meeting notification to increase community awareness and participation during design review processes, and then make sure that there is more time allocated to talk about trees, which we already, again, go through all of that. But some of the feedback we specifically received from the petitioners was that typically our parks and open spaces most of the time has a playground or some specific elements that if people are interested in trees and they're not aware that it's being discussed, they would not necessarily join the design review meeting. So again, the goal is that making sure that this information is out there in the public and it's notified to public that trees is going to be one of the elements that will be discussed as part of the meeting and the design review meetings. So in order to do this, what we will also be doing going forward is that if a tree as part of the CIP project is going to be removed, there will be posting on the trees that are going to be removed that shows why the tree is going to be removed and the condition of the tree, and a QR code linking to the assessment and also providing information to meeting dates in the future. So that helps the community understand that there is a tree that's being discussed and it will be discussed in so-and-so meeting, and then there will be more information available. Few other things that the article also brought forward was that for there to be a third-party arborist review for heritage trees, and heritage tree is defined as any tree that is above 36 inches diameter in breast height, which is around 4.5 feet above ground. So specifically, if a tree's condition is not conclusive, if our town arborist and tree warden reviews the tree and unsure, if this is disease, not disease, should it be removed or not removed, if there is unclear information that we're seeing, then in those conditions, we would always get a third-party arborist, and which, historically, that has been our practice. And then mitigation is also a big part of the resolution where, the public tree removal, the article essentially asks that the public tree removal be mitigation be consistent with the tree preservation bylaw formula, which is applicable to the private trees. So its conditions and exemptions, like all of that, will be applicable to trees in our CIP as well. And finally, the resolution is asking for annual reporting of the trees removed and planted as it is reported in the Downs budget report. So this is something, a practice that we typically do as well right now, where at the end of the year, we look at like the number of trees removed and planted and so forth. So this is, again, like very consistent with our current practices. So again, like this resolution overall, the DPW and Parks and Open Space divisions support the spirit of the warrant article and its purpose. And, we really appreciate and acknowledge all the work that the petitioners have done, and, appreciate that they've been super collaborative with us to find a common ground with us and, find a path forward that is really going to strengthen our Downs tree preservation practices in general. So, and then, what this really means for Park and Recreation Commission, our design review committee process, is that you will see that, before our DRC meetings, like when we, when we discuss specifically about tree, there would have been a notification at the park or at the open space notification on the tree that there will be discussion. And also, in addition to that, we always send out letters ahead of time before a project starts. And during that, like, we will also provide a good paragraph on what the conditions of trees are, and if it would be removed, or if it's going to be removed, why we think it would be removed, or there will be a mention of that. So again, really, it's like the initial procedure is like how it would affect the DRC, but other than that, like, it really is aligned with our processes. So yeah, you all have probably read through the warrant article. Happy to take any questions right now.
Do any commissioners have questions? One thing that I don't know if the commissioners are, you should be aware because we vote on them, that the Community Preservation Act funds, the Park and Open Space Division has requested money and has been granted money to really start documenting all our trees. Every park and now every year when there's money, they put in a proposal to document yet more trees, more parks. And so hopefully in a year or so, we'll have all the trees documented. And this will also help with the reviews when we go to redesign a park or make changes at it. So.
Right, absolutely. And I think, Clara, thank you for bringing that up, because the tree inventory, keeping that up to date, like, helps us really see what the conditions of some of the heritage trees are. And if there's any preventative measures that we can be taking, it allows us to start planning for that. So we're excited that we'll, to develop that robust inventory.
May I ask a question? It's Jane, just in case you're not focused on me yet. But anyway, my question is, I appreciate we're doing that in the parks. In the area that I live in, that tends to be private homes that are doing a lot of tree, removal. And my question is, we have the front lawn tree, program and things like that. I'm just wondering, are we also, and I know probably not yet, but I'm just wondering, is the goal eventually to document all trees, even on private property? I'm just curious if that's a goal at any point.
Yeah, right now, Jane, it is not on our radar to document private trees, because that is a really significant effort. Right now, we're focused on, Downs properties, like our public trees shade trees street trees are fairly well documented. Currently, it is the, more of the parks and open spaces trees that needs further documentation. So which is what, as Clara pointed, like we're working on, but the private trees is,
It's a whole, I
it's a
appreciate it.
whole
Yeah.
different beast that will be, challenging.
But
for
the
us
tree,
to-
tree removal,
It
there is
does
a tree
apply.
removal that does apply to private trees.
Yeah,
And you,
it seems to be bypassed a lot. I just happen to be a fan of Emma Cummings, who was the first tree person, female
Yes.
elected position, and she actually did document the trees both on private and public. Granted, that was a long time ago, but I'm just, it's an interesting thing that she had done, and so that's where my question came from. Thank you.
Carol has
Yeah.
her hand. Go ahead.
I have a question about, there's controversy going on now with the upgrade to the Green Line. And there's trees along there, and those trees are they under this warrant article, or are those, because they're on MBTA property, not subject to this?
So Green Line, that is actually town property, and it's those trees are on public right of way. So any public right of way, the tree preservation bylaw that is applicable to in the private trees, and and then the town public spaces is not applicable to that. The MGL chapter 87 public shade tree is what is applicable to that. So it's,
I understand what you mean. It's this warrant article that's going to be, warrant article 17 will have no influence on, okay.
No, yeah. So that, like, Green Line trees are under, again, as I mentioned, Mass General Law, Chapter 87, public street trees, because those are essentially street public shade trees.
Okay,
Right.
thanks.
So will there need to be a hearing if they want to remove one of those trees?
Yes, and they've already had one hearing, for Tappan and Englewood, I believe, at the tree planting committee, as per the requirements of public shade tree removal.
And that it did pass to
Right.
yeah.
Right, and then they also went to the select board on that.
Who also passed it.
Right,
So
yes.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of them coming down the Green Line.
Yeah, and they
My
have like
neighborhood,
more
there are trees
stations.
with all kinds of different ribbons on them, whatever it means, I don't know.
Well, the ribbons, to clarify, right now, is their method of identifying the trees. Essentially, it's for their survey purposes, like the arborists from hired by MBTA are the ones, but that does not mean that those trees are being removed.
And this is, just to clarify, this is for the accessibility,
Right.
not for the multimodal path that's
No,
also being
no,
discussed, but
yeah.
this is just the accessibility.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions on warrant article 17? Okay, then we have a pretty short meeting tonight, so enjoy it, but it's not
nice.
going to. So the next item is Park and Open Space Division update. That's
Great, and that's going to be me. Okay, so I'm excited to talk through the Parks and Open Space Division update for November. We have a lot happening. So starting off, first of all, with staffing update, we still have few open positions right now. We're looking for forestry supervisor, forestry zone manager positions, and also a parks craftsperson position. And hoping, to have these positions filled hopefully sometime soon.
What is a parks craft person?
So it's essentially a position that is above a laborer, where there's slightly more skills with some of the landscape practices operations practices we do in our parks. I have like a bunch of updates in the next few slides. The first one is just giving you all an update on the parklets, the 3 parklets that were installed. Like the two parklets at Harvard Street are now removed, but the one parklet at Claire Flower is still open. And again, like it's primarily because uninstalling this parklet is fairly easier because it's just essentially taking away the furniture and the barriers. So we thought like we would leave it out there, a few more days, or as long as we can, like because while the weather is still nicer and people can enjoy the outdoor space. Quick update on Pierce Playground. Just so that like everyone knows, Pierce Playground renovation is part of the Pierce School project, like where the whole field is essentially that's where the geothermal wells will go, and this work will start on November 15. So starting November 15, which is this week, any access to the playground, like all of this will be closed.
Oh, so there'll be no sled riding there.
Not this year. That's correct.
That's sad.
I know, yeah. But it's for better. Hopefully, next year there will be opportunities for that. Also wanted to give you all an update on our athletics side. So again, a lot of things happening right now. Winterization for the irrigation line is complete at this point. Our athletic crew has also been working really hard, ensuring that the fields are aerated and seeded, in time for next spring. We're continuing to clear leaves and making sure that leaves stay off of the field for now. And then soon this month, you'll see that the turf blankets will also go up at Cypress, Fisher Hill, and Upper Sewell, similar to last year. And here on the right, you can see an image where on the left side where we have the turf blanket versus on the right side without the turf blanket, there's a huge difference. So we're again like excited about like how great the turf looked this year, and excited about this like robust turf for next year.
Are you going to be expanding the number of turf blankets so that you don't have yellow strip there?
I don't believe so if it's being expanded this year, but again, like at the minimum, it will be the same footprint, which is the primary part of the playing field. All the comfort stations will also be winterized this week, which means they will be closed. So, with again, like the temperature dropping to avoid any freeze thaw and pipes bursting, that is also a common practice that we do. We know that there are still games ongoing at Skyline and Harry Downs, and I believe Recreation Department and Athletics will be putting in porta potties on those locations. I also want to give you all a quick update on Lars Anderson Park projects. We have 2 projects where we are seeking RFQ. First one is for ice rink designer and OPM selection. The RFQ was actually due today at 2 p.m. So we had a pre-bid walk with the potential designers and OPMs last week. We had an amazing turnout. So I haven't seen who submitted yet, but I'm excited and hopeful to get some really robust proposals. We also have another project for Lars, for Cultural Landscape Report RFP, which is also due this Friday. So again, a lot of exciting things happening at Lars, and we will definitely be busy this winter. A few project updates on construction side right now. Amory Playground, again, a lot of great work is going on there right now. The tennis court is complete, which I'm very excited about. The contractor is done with what they had to complete for the season, and they will be back, for to kind of prep the courts next spring in April to install the posts and the nets and essentially get it ready for the season next year. In addition to that, our contractor crew has also been busy focusing on the parking lot side. Here you can see they have installed the curbing. They have also installed the base paving for the parking lot and are continuing to install utilities and bioswale and are making great progress here. In addition to that, they've also installed a new stair that connects the new ADA accessible pathway from Amory Street and brings people into the park. So again, things are moving along at Amory.
Neely, can
yeah.
I ask you a question about
Yeah.
Amory? Because again, people should be aware that the Community Preservation Act funds did award money to incorporate Amory Woods, some improvements to Amory Woods with this project that are proceeding with this project, and they will be constructed while this park is being constructed. So because of otherwise before we couldn't do work in Amory Woods, but there are paths that get wet, and so the CPA, Community Preservation Act money is going to allow us to build some boardwalks in Amory Woods. So people should just be aware of that, just so you know where your money is going.
Absolutely. So that's actually where the contractor is going to be moving, in the next couple of days, where, the boardwalk at Amory Woods will be, the existing boardwalk will be demolished and the new ADA accessible boardwalk and, with railings will be installed. In addition to that, as part of this project, we're also going to be replacing the decking within Halls Pond. So the decking and the railing and door rails, all of that will be replaced and will be ADA accessible. So that's coming up soon.
I have a question about Amory Woods. The pathways, even the boardwalk pathways that used to go through Amory Woods would be underwater. So is this money, Clara, that you mentioned, is this to raise the level there, or how are they going to deal with, that area that gets filled in with water?
Exactly. It's my understanding that they will create a boardwalk there to where the water collects so that you'll be able to walk through it.
I mean, because some of the boardwalks there are underwater.
Yes, they're replacing them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I also wanted to give you all an update about Amory Comfort Station. So it had been, we had been working over the past few months in summer to, with the consultants to complete the documentation. And I'm very excited to say that the documentation is complete. This is open for bid now. The pre-bid walk is actually tomorrow. And, we are anticipating that the bids are going to be opened first week of December, and hopefully we can award a contract by mid-December. And with the goal to start work on April 1. And, and the anticipated opening will be summer 2026. So essentially, as part of this project, we will be making the restrooms there ADA accessible, making some improvements and upgrades to the building and the pro shop. So again, like this is all being coordinated with the improvements that we're doing as part of the playground. So we're very excited to kind of go through these improvements and have this open next year. The other construction update I have is for Schick Park. So again, like Schick Park, there was a little bit of a lull over the summer due to some labor shortages, but right now we have some great progress happening. The contractor has been really busy over the past few weeks, making sure that the forms and subbase and rebars for the foundations of the retaining walls and stairs are in place. And again, very excited that the concrete for the foundation is going to be poured tomorrow, and continue to be they will continue to do work on it next week for additional concrete site walls and curbing. The contractor is also working on Saturdays at Schick because, of some of the time they lost over the summer to make up for the task as much as possible. So once this concrete is poured this week and next week, they will be building up and assembling the timber retaining walls, which is really important piece of this park. And that is like also holding up all the grade on the eastern end of the park, for the basketball court and also the playground. And then the contractor is also planning, and hopefully fingers crossed that the weather will cooperate with us. They're planning to install the play equipment and the site fencing sometime after Thanksgiving. And the anticipated opening for Schick Park currently is sometime in summer next year. It's a little bit TBD right now, but I'll continue to keep you all posted and updated on this. So moving on to project updates for design and documentation. Again, not much has changed on this since last month. Monmouth Park Phase 2, we're going through the documentation on that. And again, our team is pushing very hard to ensure that we're going to send this out to bid this winter so that construction can start in spring. Skyline Park, again, we're marching ahead towards 100% DD, and we're hoping to target on a Concom hearing this winter, sometime January, we're hoping. Similarly, Griggs Park is currently under design phase, and again, we've had design review meeting late October, and the next design review meeting will be held in the first week of January, or last week of January, sorry, just correcting that. I'll provide a date on that next time we meet as well. And few notes on the events, just want to let everyone know, I believe last time I might have shared that there was a survey being done for additional waste collection locations. So there was, I believe, more than 400 or 500 survey based on the survey input. Butterham Library and the corner of Lancaster Terrace and Beacon Street was chosen for additional waste collections, and there is actually a ribbon cutting on that on November 19th at Butterham Library. So if you're available, please come and join the event.
They had a meeting here at the building I live in, and people are very excited, and they've been signing just outside the front door, which is great because there are 2 huge apartment buildings at the corner of Lancaster and Beacon, and
yeah,
it's a good location.
Yeah, that's great. So we're excited about these additional locations and reducing waste. And finally, just wanted to share some pictures from E-Trig play event at Griggs. It was again a beautiful day. with great volunteer turnout, where we did invasive removal, and again, like all in line with the the goals of the project for Griggs Park. And as part of the project, we will be looking into enhancing some of the native plantings in the wetland areas and around the park. So super excited about that. And that's it on my end. Any questions so far?
That's it.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you. So we're right on time, slightly 1 or 2 minutes past 6:45. We're gonna have the recreation update from Tim.
Excellent. I'll try to get us back on time. How about that? All
I'm
right,
not
good
too
evening,
worried.
everybody. As Clara mentioned, it's a light agenda tonight, and my update is light as well, but you'll see we got a lot going on and a lot to look forward to with our meetings in the coming months. As we always do, as Millie mentioned, we start with staffing. I'm happy to report that we're back to full staff at the rec department. We've successfully hired our new custodian. The recreation department employs 2 full-time custodians to take care of our recreation facilities. So welcome to Mark to the team. He'll be joining us at the start of December, and then we'll be fully staffed on the custodial side, taking care of our facilities. So we're very, very excited about that. The season is upon us, so right now on a part-time seasonal basis, we are looking for ice rink staff, both on the manager side as well as just skate guards to be out on the ice with the community. So if anybody listening or is interested, or if anybody knows of someone who may be interested, that is posted on the town's website, or you can reach out to the rec department directly. And then, believe it or not, we're already talking about the summer. So hiring will begin for spring and summer programs next month. We'll be gathering some returners, and then it will go out to the public as well. So any high schoolers, any college kids coming back who are looking for a job over the summer, we'd love to get the chance to chat with them and see if it's a good fit. As mentioned with the staff, but just around the corner, just an update on the rink. Yes, we are talking a lot about the replacement with the RFQ that went out and so what, but we are still looking forward to being in operation. Josh in our office and his team have been hard at work getting the rink ready, as well as the parks and maintenance crew. We do have the chillers that we've been using for the past few years are scheduled to be delivered on the 20th of this month and plugged in, and that work starting. Our goal is to open the weekend after Thanksgiving, but obviously it is weather dependent. So we're still working with Parks, Millie and her team, and the operations team to see if that is going to be realistic. But we are turning our focus to the operation of the rink, gathering the schedules of all of our users and putting it out to the public as well. And we're excited for hopefully another great season. The bulk of my presentation tonight is exciting because it's all project updates, things that we've been talking about for a while that are happening. And the first one being the dehumidification system at the pool. So the Evelyn Crane Aquatic Center, as we've been talking about for a couple months now, officially shut down for construction on Monday. And even though everybody was off yesterday, the pool staff and the construction team and the contractors were hard at work. The old dehumidification system was removed yesterday from the building, and the work is well underway. So we're working with the contractors, working with the building department to ensure we can do all we can in the coming 2 months to keep this on track. The new system will be hoisted up in a couple short weeks, so we got a lot of work to do. But it was a successful removal, no real surprises, which was great. And Amanda, our aquatics director, and her team are hard at work inside the building with her staff, taking care of a very large laundry list of projects that we now have the time for and the space for and the staff for to get ready for reopening at the turn of the year. So really excited to see that crane out there, really excited to finally get this one going. And just as much, the golf course drainage project, we've been talking about it for years, is officially underway. Shovels are in ground. We are digging. So as of this week, the front 9 of the golf course was closed because of construction. Shovels in the ground started yesterday. They were on site as well during the holiday, taking advantage of the hardened ground because of the cold weather we've had. But we are digging and we are going. They've made some tremendous progress already on that main channel to help with the drainage of all the rain that we've had the last couple weeks. So within the first couple days, we saw everything making a huge difference. So hats off to Justin and his team. It's a long time coming for them. They're very excited to watch this happen. And it's been a really good process for them. It's been about 2 weeks now since the contractor has been with us, and so far it's been excellent. So again, though, even though it is cold, there's people out there playing golf, and the back nine is open for 9 holes if anybody is interested. Putterham Woods, right on the same site. We are at 90% completion. Last month, I kind of shared some photos of it under construction. This photo on the screen is part of the completed path. So you can see the ADA surfacing is down. The barrier and the border to the path has been, fluffed out and cleared of all the debris and evened out from the construction. So some of you were in attendance at Harvest Fest a few weeks back who got to really preview the trails, and it's just gorgeous. It came out beautiful. So we're at 90% of that, and what that really is the bulk of the trail. So our next phase is to construct and furnish the trailheads that the department received CPA funding for, put up the necessary signage and trash receptacles throughout the entire site, parking lot improvements for ADA, and then the woods was home to a dedication stone to Emma Cummings, which Jane mentioned earlier. So we're looking forward to reinstall that at the entrance so that when we have our official ribbon cutting, that will be front and center where it belongs. So our next meeting with those architects is the 18th, and we will lay out that timeline to get everything done. Most likely, obviously, this will go into the spring as we head into the winter weather. But if you haven't already and you got some time and you want to get into the woods, please, make it a point to go over and visit. So that one as well is coming out tremendously. Harvest Fest was a raging success. A couple weeks back, we opened up the golf course to the public for just a family-friendly festival, and it was tremendously attended. We estimated about triple the attendance of last year, to the point we actually ran out of parking this year, which was, a good and a bad thing to have, problem to have. But the weather was great. The crowd was great. We got to soft open Putterham Woods, as you see in the bottom right. The recreation staff was throughout the trail. They kind of made it a quote unquote haunted trail. We gave out 200 pounds of candy to all the kids. So it was extremely well attended. So hats off to my staff of, our programming staff, the golf staff, the aquatic staff. Again, a team effort to make just a tremendous day. It's something we look forward to year after year, and the last couple of years was kind of see proof of concept, and this year it really paid off. So everyone was really happy. And then the bottom left, if you see, those are our costume contest winners. We had a very large turnout for our costume contest, so it was great. And then something fun that happened last week. Every year, the recreation department takes a day to shut down all their buildings to the public, and we get all of our staff together in one room to do an annual training. So this year, last week on Election Day, just because schools were closed, we were able to shut down all the buildings, gather everybody up at level 99 in Natick, and do a full day, 9 to 5, of a team building training. Really talk about what's going on in the department, really set some goals for the future of the department, explain where we're going, how we're going to get there, and really just spend some quality time together as a team to enjoy each other's presence, and then, like I said, some team building activities and planning for the future. So just a wonderful day overall. As a director, I'm very, very proud to have the team that we have. The conversations we had and the planning that took place were tremendous. So I think everybody left really invigorated for what's to come as we head into the winter and we look towards the spring and the summer. And it's always a highlight of our year. And this year was definitely no different. So hopefully you can see from the smiles, everybody was having some fun. We definitely all had some laughs afterwards. If you haven't been to level 99, it's pretty much a massive warehouse of escape the room puzzles and interactive puzzles to do with your teams. So just a tremendous day. And then looking ahead, as mentioned, the next couple months are going to be busy, both, and I apologize in advance for meetings here, as well as our department. We will be talking about our annual pricing coming up with spring and summer programs for summer camp, specifically, and just general program adjustments that we see with pricing. Those meetings are happening internally across our divisions right now. So we'll have those actually probably set or the proposals made by next week. So you'll all receive some information prior to our meeting, so it doesn't, hit you all at once during a meeting. Some information that you all can read into. We'll be looking at our financial aid policy again. We'll be checking in on that and the updates as it stems from the equity initiative, how that went for us this past calendar year, and then what we're looking towards with the state of the budget and everything going in town this year. We will be bringing back the driving range lighting proposal. As you know, we originally were supposed to speak on that tonight, but since our last meeting, we've had 2 very successful meetings with the public. But what came out of those meetings were a lot of questions and a lot of items that we wanted to be sure we were provided the right answers to the questions and putting our best foot forward to address some of the concerns with the public. So we have about 2 or 3 third parties that were working with us, specifically Dark Skies, which I know was a big question and concern throughout this process. We have an environmentalist that we've signed on to help as well. So there'll be some additional information coming out, most likely another presentation for you all and the public to address concerns. So still a lot of work to be done on that. But thank you for the public, and thank you to you all for the questions over the past month. As you can see, a lot of emails were shared as well. So we're making sure we take the time to comb through those and address everything that we can. And then, as mentioned at the top of the meeting, the RFQ for the outdoor pool is just about done. We're finalizing it internally, and we'll be most likely next month presenting that draft so that we can get that on the street and stay true to our schedule of making sure that we get this going in the spring. So internally, a lot going on as always. But in the next couple months for our commission meetings, you can expect to see these. And as mentioned, I will be sure to send information as it becomes available prior, so you have some time to digest before we talk about it, and then ultimately vote in the future meetings. So, and with that, that's all I got.
Tim, I have 2 questions for you, just because it would be nice to know. When is the pool scheduled to reopen? Can you say?
Yep, the pool's scheduled to reopen the first week of January, so at the turn of the year.
Okay, thank you. And then my other question, Putterham Woods, you said meeting with the architect. Is that the architect who's designing the signs, or what is that architect?
The landscape architect that we have on the project, to check in with him, as well as Greener Group, which is the hired contractor, to set that timeline moving forward.
Okay, my only request is you call a landscape architect a
Sorry.
landscape architect.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. A professional request. Okay, Carol has a question.
I have 2 questions too. My first one is, when we were talking about the pool earlier in the meeting, and you were having somebody in to evaluate feasibility, is that feasibility only looking at Fisher Hill, or is it feasibility of looking at other spaces?
It's going to be other spaces, including Fisher Hill as well.
Okay, and my second question is, I'm always on to this. How's adult education coming?
Tremendous. Excellent. Meredith, our hired full-timer, is hard at work. She just put out her second wave of programming for the winter. So that is live now. She's planning spring and summer with our staff internally to build upon what we have, but the programs are filling as we're putting them out. We're spreading them the best we can around town, as we always try. And so far the feedback has been tremendous, and she's doing an excellent job. So we're very, very happy.
I have one, I go on and use the website, and I wish there were a page that was just adult education programs, and because when you go on, they're scattered among other things, and you can't, kind of put it all together. That, you have headings like for the pool, there's a whole thing for that, and adult education seems to deserve to have its own. Bring it, yeah.
Yeah, so what I just put on the screen is our registration website, and this was an update that we pushed out last week. So now you'll see you have your general programs and classes, and what we did, we actually pulled out.
Could you click on that so we could?
So now it's all adult ed.
Okay, so
sponsored
all these
program.
are all adult ed.
Correct.
I mean,
Yep.
some of the swimming is part of your regular program though, no?
Yeah, we like to connect that kind of as well,
Okay,
just because it's
okay.
open to adults. We want to make sure they know it's available. But for the most part, you'll see all the official base adult ed programs here, and then as well as the the programs where adults 18 plus
I
adults.
guess I didn't go in this past week because I've been looking for
Okay.
that. Okay,
It's
great,
okay.
thanks.
Yep.
Tim, that looks really nice. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Whoever did it, it looks nice.
Thank you.
All right. Any other comments from commissioners?
Sorry, I have a question. Actually, two
Sure.
questions. My question to you is, you mentioned that Emma Cumming Stone will be moving to the entrance, but there's two entrances, or at least in my mind there are. And the I know the initial Friends of Puttingham Woods, because I was part of that, was going to be on Hammond Street. So I'm just curious as to what entrance are you referring to when you talk about that?
I don't want to misspeak,
Okay,
so let me
I'd
check in with
appreciate that.
Justin. I'm happy to follow up on that.
Thank you. It would be a shame if it was kind of hidden in the parking lot. So
Oh, for
that's why
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping it's on Hammond Street. My second one is, you mentioned on the golf flights, you're working with an environmentalist. Are you working with the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection and Fisheries and Heritage and all those groups at all, just because of the wetlands and,
Yep, there was a gentleman recommended to us that we reached out. We've had a little back and forth of that came directly from Dark Skies that they work with in Massachusetts to address these projects. So I don't know his again, I can follow up with you, full qualifications, but it's their resource when it comes to environmental concerns.
Okay, all right, thank you for that, Tim.
Yep.
Thank you. Millie, or maybe this, I don't know who I should tell, but Lauren Bernard came late, and so she should be made a panelist in case she has a question, since she is a commissioner.
I lowered my hand. Why didn't it go down?
So whoever is making people a
Yes.
panelist.
I
Thank you.
apologize. I totally missed that.
Okay. Well, there's Lauren, and she has her hand raised. And unmute yourself, Lauren.
So I apologize for being late. But I had a question that you may have already been asked, or maybe Tim already said this, but who is doing the RFP for the pool?
We are internally, the town is.
Internally, and we're so can you just, I'm sorry, like I said, if it's RFQ, sorry. How many contractors have you, are you looking at a very wide range, or?
Yeah, we're just putting it out to the public to see who any interested contractor can put in.
Okay,
for
so
it.
it's just out.
We're not being specific. We're just putting it out for anybody and hopefully everybody to put in.
In terms of what, builders, contractors, landscapers?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
No, it's a study. This is a study, so
Yeah.
contractors probably won't be. If
No,
I could-
because it said RFQ.
It's
So
request for qualifications for someone to do the study.
qualifications, I thought, okay, all right.
So
Sorry,
that-
I'm
so
tired.
I doubt any contractors,
Mhm.
unless they have a design arm, will be
I was gonna
Right.
say, Yeah.
fine.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. And now we have a raise hand from Alicia Jonas.
No.
So do you have to make Elisa?
Alisa, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Oops. Hi, this actually has nothing to do with the outdoor pool, but I did want to mention someone who is an outdoor pool advocate, actually is also a big indoor pool advocate, and she put together a whole list of alternative locations for indoor pools, which we're now going to
Indoor pools?
for indoor pools for people who would like to be able to swim indoors, since Brookline is now closed. So
You're not suggesting we rebuild our pool. This is
No.
places for people to swim while our pool is closed.
exactly.
Okay.
And I was just wondering if you, Tim, or you, Claire, wanted to have that on your websites as well. We have that information. Looks like she did a lot of research on that.
Yeah, well, we welcome it. I know Amanda has put a list together as well on her end. But yeah, any and all information, we'd be happy to have it.
So-
Maybe we should
So
call it
we
something we
should
didn't
send
have.
it to you.
Yeah,
should
send it
send
to me
it to you?
directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be great.
Thanks, Lisa. Melissa. Okay, any other comments on questions on the items that were presented? Seeing none, we do have other business. Does anyone want to bring up any? Oh, you know what? I left. There on the agenda is the meeting dates for 2026 that you sent to all the commissioners. Is that now posted on our website? On the town website under the commission meeting, Amelia or Tim?
Yes, it is, Clara, part of the, again, meeting packet.
Say that again. It is available to people to.
Yes, yes, it should be available.
And in general, our meetings are the second Tuesday of the month unless there's a
Mhm.
holiday or or town meeting, et cetera, that we have to change it. But but you should check the list. It's not always the second Tuesday. Any other comments, questions?
There's also the updates from Park and Recreation subcommittees.
Oh, yeah.
On the agenda item, Clara.
Sure. I mean, I can do one update where it was a short meeting. I'm trying to rush it. I apologize. We've been meeting the Community Preservation Act Committee has been meeting to review the various applications for the money. I think there's about $4 million available this year. Just so you know, there are more requests than there is money. So not everyone will get what they want. So that's just so you're aware of that. But we've got good proposals, good requests, and we're in the process of reviewing them. And I'm sure all meetings are open to the public, and so you can go to the Community Preservation Act Committee part of the town website and see when those meetings are. Anything else? Any other committees that you can think of, Amelia, that needs updating? Or Tim? We know we have representatives from the Park and Rec Commission on the review of, we will be reviewing, 3 of us will be part of the review team for the ice rink study.
That's right.
Is there a plan for a green dog subcommittee meeting anytime soon?
We are looking to figure out when we can start that, Teresa. We were hoping to start that up in fall, but there's just like so many other meetings like going on right now. So likely at this point, it will be sometime in winter. But again, once we have some initial dates figured out, we will share that with the subcommittee.
And for the
Okay.
pool feasibility study, do we have commissioners who will be reviewing the RFQ and then the submissions that are coming in, or that be done all by staff?
We haven't honestly discussed it as a commission. As of right now, it's staff, but if that's something we want to talk about, I'd be open to it for sure.
I think it would be once you pick, it would probably be good to have commissioners aware of who's applying and things like that.
Yeah.
That can be shared.
Happy to have the help. Absolutely.
Okay. Any other? You've got the update on the Gibbs design review, which is going well, very, very well attended. In case you want to just come for fun and you're not on the committee. Lots of input. Anybody else? Okay. Did I leave off anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. And no other business for people to bring up, correct? Okay. Oh, no. Lauren, it looks like you're talking, but maybe you're muted and you're talking to someone else.
No, I'm talking to you. I was muted. I had a question for Tim about and again, if I missed it, I'm sorry. Maybe we'll get an update next time. Is about BASE, about what was BASE that's now Brookline, the community and adult education programming that's now through REC. And I was wondering specifically if any programming is going to be taking place in the schools, like after school, or is most of the programming happening in schools other than the high school? I know you there's a lot of stuff that happens like in the Unified Arts Building, but or is that mainly just vacation week programs?
Yeah, so school-specific programs, as of right now, to my knowledge, are going to be centered around school vacations, like you just
That's what I
said.
thought.
Yep.
I just want you to know if you, I'm happy to, be supportive of that or anything. Space in schools is always quite contentious, as you'll learn. But because the principal came to me at one of the schools, I said, to my knowledge, it's mainly vacation week programs, but I didn't want to speak out of turn, but I just was wondering, and it seems you've had good enrollments, huh?
Very good.
Yeah.
We're mainly right now at the UAB at the high school.
Mhm.
We have our community room at Tappan Gymnasium that we've been utilizing.
Mhm.
We have our classroom at Elliott on our own that we've been using. And then, whatchamacallit, the senior center. We've been doing a lot at the senior center as well. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's great. I think it's wonderful that all happened. And I wanted just to commend you again for you and your team for doing that, because I think the turnaround time was incredible. And I know for a fact, the music extension teachers, I know, asked me to thank you personally for
Yep.
saving their jobs.
of course.
Anyway, thanks.
Thanks,
you.
Lauren. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Thanks, commissioners and general public and town employees who came. Hearing no other items that people want to discuss, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Is Jane, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Jane. Do I have a second?
Yes, Carol.
Thank you, Carol. And I think I have to call the roll. I'm sorry about that. So we'll go with Carol,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Debbie,
Yes.
Teresa,
Yes.
Jane,
Yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. So thank you all very much. We'll see you in December, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
All right. Bye,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving,
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Take care.
Thank
Good
you.
night.